Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. I'm Bruce Dickey. Thank you so much for tuning in today as we've got a couple of folks here from the So Nifty Sisterhood Quilt Guild. Is that right?
That's right.
Hey, I tell you what, just from the top of my head, as Cindy Valbert is down there and Beth Cooper's here, and we're going to talk about, they've got a big show coming up here in a couple of weeks. We're going to talk about that, as well as we've gone into this before about quilting and how I know nothing about it. And we're going to maybe talk a little bit about how I need to learn something from time to time. So we'll do all that here in just a few minutes. By the way, ladies, you are now off camera. You can go ahead and do whatever you want to do as I'm on that camera right now.
Okay.
What are some community events going on? There are a few community events going on around the area. By the way, you are watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV over in Salem on Channel 99 here in Flora. Channel 100 and same story up in Effingham, Hartville, Mount Erie, Sisney, Flora, Jeff, wherever you're at. We do appreciate you tuning in. Also online on YouTube, and I've got a Facebook channel now. As a matter of fact, did you? I don't know if I mentioned that to you.
No, I didn't know that.
You're very excited, I could tell.
Okay, yes, I'll find it this afternoon and follow it.
She's tremendously excited, and I really appreciate that. But yeah, there's not all that much to it. But I'm not. I am very. I'm very young and early in the Facebook experience, and I will probably remain that way.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's probably a good idea.
That's probably not a bad idea. What's going on in Clay City? Actually, starting yesterday and running through the end of the month, they're going to have the big old junk days in Clay City. They're going to put a dumpster in place at the turnaround along the railroad tracks just north of the Price is Right resale shop. No tires or electronics. For that matter, a TV or a computer monitor, you don't want that, or paint, chemicals, propane tanks, landscape waste, or construction waste, or batteries, or motors, but anything else you got, by golly, bring them in, and they'll take it and throw it away and get rid of it in a proper manner. Also, what is going on today down in Fairfield? Last week, I take it back 2 weeks ago, they were the Fairfield Chamber of Commerce dedicating the month of June to celebrating small locally owned businesses. 2 weeks ago, they were honoring women. It was like a ladies' day all week long. Women would go into stores and get some kind of prizes or something like that. Then last week, they were doing the men. They were celebrating men, trying to get men to come in the stores. That's really nice. This week, they are celebrating the graduates, the folks out there who are graduating from whether it's 7th or 8th grade, I guess 8th grade, or high school, college, kindergarten. They are celebrating the graduates, so they will... What is it here? They are making good luck to all the 2020 graduates. Make sure to shop local and support the folks who have loved and supported you through the year. When you support a small business, you support a dream. We're going to talk about small business. We were talking about it off camera just a minute ago. We'll probably talk a little bit more about that. What else is going on today? Speaking of small business over in Salem, this is a real nice deal. The Joe's Pizza and Pasta are helping put on. They are helping with a fundraiser for the Salem Trinity United Methodist Church Addie's All-Inclusive Playground. This is a fundraiser. It's a year-long mission for the church, and Joe's is donating a percentage of everything they sell today to the mission project. A coupon you present a coupon to Joe's with your order, and they'll automatically attach it and get the nice little donation made to the Addie's All-Inclusive Playground. Call the church, the United Methodist Church, if you want some information at 548-2625, or to maybe pick up a coupon. They'll have them there, also at Joe's as well. So you can give them a call, and they're open from 11 a.m. this morning to 9 p.m. tonight. So there you go. That's a nice way to support those folks having an outstanding day. Delivery and carry out are included, so either one, and they do appreciate you supporting the local mission project as well as a local business. This is Tuesday, June 16th, one of my favorite days of the year because it is National Fudge Day, ladies and gentlemen. National Fudge Day comes around each year on June 16th, allowing folks to indulge in their favorite flavor of this delicious confectionery. Some of the most familiar fudge flavors are chocolate, chocolate nut, peanut butter, maple nut, all kinds of good stuff with the Fudge Day. And actually, there are different days for different fudges. We had last month, May 12th, was Nutty Fudge. Next month will be... Now, you guys are going to have to help me this. There's a fudge called Penuch. Pinoch? Panache? Penuche?
I don't know. Panouche?
Penuche Fudge Day?
I don't know. I don't know that one.
Yeah.
I don't know. And
That's a fancy fudge.
There you go.
Not common in Clay County.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably true. Then on November 20th will be National Peanut Butter Fudge Day, just in time for Thanksgiving. Get you ready to go for that. So pick up some fudge at your local confectionery or your grocery stores and enjoy National Fudge Day. Nobody knows when National Fudge Day was started, but somebody was thinking. I do know when the next one was started. This is National Flag Week. National Flag Week takes place during the week of June 14th. Of course, that was Sunday a couple of days ago. Annually proclaimed by the President, National Flag Week is a call to citizens to display the red, white, and blue Stanford. While many different flags were flying over the original 13 colonies, Old Glory's official history dates back to June 14th, 1777, when the Second Continental Congress passed a resolution establishing the young country's flags. 13 stripes alternated red and white, representing each of the original colonies, with the 13 of white stars in a field of blue representing the Union. For a time, the stars and bars did include 15 bars because whenever Vermont and Kentucky became a state, they had not yet developed the practice of just adding a star. They were adding stripes too. That would have looked pretty good. Interesting. You guys are sewers. Mm-hmm. Professional and vocational.
Not professional.
Well, you're closer to
only in our
professional than if you had at some point had to make a flag with 50 stripes. Would that be too much to ask?
Well, the stripes would have to be pretty tiny
They'll be pretty small.
if the flag was, a smaller flag. I don't know. I think that'd be a lot more difficult. I like that they stuck to the 13
I think
stripes.
it makes a lot of sense. It makes
Yes,
makes a lot
definitely.
more sense anyway.
Right.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, on June 9th, 1966, Congress authorized the president by joint resolution to annually proclaim National Flag Week during the week of June 14th. That's where we are. This is also Universal Father's Week, not just National Father's Week, not just World Father's Week. This is Universal Father's Week. So, by golly, for all the fathers out within the sound of my TV voice all over the universe,
Wow, do you think they all know?
have a good week. Huh?
Do you think all the people in the universe know? Like,
I really
the
doubt
ones
it.
that are out there on other planets, have we told them?
I didn't know it until this morning. And I mean, I'm not a father, but I did get a Father's Day present the other day, and like a week early, so I'm okay with
Yeah,
that.
that's nice.
That's fine. I'll show it to you. I got a nice new jacket over there. It's very, it's very flashy. I didn't wear it today. I feel bad not wearing my fun new jacket. This is also What's on Wabash. What do you want to see on TV, folks, this week or today? The Korean baseball organization continues playing baseball. Of course, they play at 5:30 every morning on ESPN, and then at 2 p.m. on ESPN2 as the Lottie Giants are taking on the Kiwoon Heroes. So there you go. You guys watching a lot of Korean baseball?
Every day.
You're fired up. I can tell. They are very fired up. They sure are. That's Cindy Valbert. That's Beth Cooper. We are going to talk about the So Nifty Sisterhood Quilt Guild. And when we return, you're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey, back right after this word. Stick around.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Le Mans always inspects your battery, antifreeze wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at lemansonline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
It won't always be new. It won't always be clean. It won't always be flawless. But it'll always be yours. So how do you know it'll be protected? To solve the big challenges of tomorrow, take simple steps today. At Country Financial, when you're ready to start, we're ready to help. With auto insurance.
See me, Alex Atwood in Sisney, for your insurance and financial needs.
It is all things new at Zimdar's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Appliance Repair. We have a new line of heating and cooling equipment and new technicians. Our new equipment line offers 24 months free financing and excellent warranty coverage. Our experienced service technicians can provide you with quality service and repairs on all brands of HVAC equipment. Zimdar's has been serving Clay County and the surrounding areas for over 23 years. The employees of Zimdar's are here to help, so call local and call Zimdar's.
Established in 1945 by farmers and folks like you, the primary goal of South Central FS has always been to improve the profitability of farming. And with a focus on service and safety, FS Propane is committed to keeping your system and appliances running efficiently. FS is a local full-service propane company offering you expert tank installation and system maintenance, as well as dedicated seasonal service. So when it comes to managing your propane needs, look to the experts. Look to South Central FS. Hello, folks. Welcome back to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. By the way, I forgot to mention, when my mic's hot, they're all hot. Okay? So I got to stop Cindy from cursing down there. She is just a sailor, I tell you what, here in the middle of this conversation. I'm just teasing. Welcome back, Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Thanks so much for tuning in. I am joined here by Beth Cooper. Beth, thank you so much for being here.
Well, thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming back.
Yeah.
Good to meet you, Cindy. Thanks very much for being here. Appreciate you coming in. These ladies are key members, or at least members, well, at least they show up from time to time, with the So Nifty Sisterhood Quilt Guild. And they are, I know I had Beth here about, 2 years ago you guys formed this group?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How has it gone? How has the
guild gone?
The guild, how is the guild? Is it
fantastic?
Growing?
It grows all the time. It grows all the time. And so when we started out, there was a group of 10 of us that thought we might have an interest in, we had been attending a guild in another town, and we thought there might be an interest locally to start one. We were going to Olney, yeah. Okay. And so we started one. Do. Yeah, we still go to that one too. Yeah, we thought
Were you one of the first 10 also, Cindy?
Yeah, she was, yeah. Right. And so...
by the way, I love the
hair
pigtail,
ribbon?
the hair ribbon that she is wearing, the quilting hair ribbon.
Oh, yeah, and did you check out my sewing machine earrings?
I was trying to figure out what that was, and I just thought it was a square. That is very cool. Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll have to zoom in on you.
Okay. I don't know that that's necessary. But anyway, so we started the group, and we thought at the beginning that we might have, 25 people show up.
Yeah.
And we had a huge response, and within the first 6 months, we were up to like 50 members.
Wow.
And now we're running at around 80 members.
And you have meetings once a month.
We have meetings once a month, and a lot of people think that we sew when we come to our meetings, and that's not true. So what we do at a meeting is that we have a speaker. We have a short program, usually around 30 minutes, that talks to us about something quilt related. It may be a lesson on how to do something, or it may be the history of quilt blocks, or it could be how to choose colors for your quilt, or it may be I don't know. We've had so many good speakers. We're having a really good one coming in May of next year. I want to talk about him in just a minute. But
wait a minute.
Yeah.
That is, I got to tell you, that is the most organized person I have ever heard running meetings. You've already got a guest for May of 2021.
Yes, and that's simply because he was supposed to be here in May of 2020, and we had to cancel him due to COVID. So we postponed him a year. So he's coming in May of 2021.
We'll talk about him in just a moment. How long have you been quilting, Cindy?
Well, I've sewed probably since junior high.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I've always loved to sew, but I kind of took a break, through the years, and probably about 8 years ago, I got pretty serious about quilting.
Okay, so now, have you done the big full quilts, or is it all a teamwork thing, or do you ever do one by yourself?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Multiple quilts. Yeah.
Multiple quilts.
Yeah.
Sweet. So
Yeah.
now we're going to talk about a show coming up here in a minute, but have you ever, how many quilts have you completed in 8 years, you think? Because the reason I ask this, and Beth can understand the reason I ask this, because I don't know the first thing about quilting. And we've had this discussion before about how I am not very smart when it comes to that. I would prefer to use that than silly or stupid, but just ignorant of kind of, how long does it take to make one, to build one?
Well, it just depends. I mean, I have some quilts that I've started and not finished.
Oh,
I've kind of
really?
been on it. Yeah, those are called UFOs, unfinished objects. So,
like it.
but I'm kind of on a kick. In this past month, I've finished 3 quilts that I started 6 years ago. So
Well, that was going to be my next question. You were leading me into it. If you have one that you have that you've put off, are you more likely to come back to that? Especially
well, no, because
if
there's
you have
just
a
so
bunch.
many great things out there. You're just like a squirrel running after a nut. You're just like, oh, I got to start that. I got to start this, and that's how those become UFOs, because you put them to the side.
Yeah.
But I've probably have made 50 plus quilts
Okay, so now
and finished them. Actually,
you have completed 50
Yeah.
in 8 years. That seems like a lot. Is that a lot?
Yeah, she's really fast,
Yeah.
and she's really good.
Yeah.
She's leaving that part out.
a couple of years ago, I tried to start a thing where I would make homemade Christmas gifts for my kids and grandkids. So every year they got a quilt. So a couple of years ago, I made 10 quilts for Christmas to give to them, and then
As your family grows, you're going to get busier and busier.
I know. It's becoming a little overwhelming. Yeah.
We were
year.
talking about meetings. Who are some of the folks that you've had at meetings before in the past?
A lot of our meetings are just different. When you have 80 people in the guild, each one brings something different to the table. And so a lot of them are just members of our own guild that have kind of a specialty in the guild. One lady in particular, her name is Marilyn Miller. She lives up near Newton. She did a program shortly before we went on break, and it was all about gadgets that she uses in her sewing room.
Oh, really?
And she had taken everyday regular things that you would find at the store and turned them into a purpose in her quilting room.
Oh, really?
And
that was a
that was
fun
fascinating.
program.
It was so good. And so we've just had a lot of different people participate.
Well, that's cool that you're able to bring in folks from other guilds
Sure.
as well. And the
and the Hawaiian I can't think of her. What's her
Was it
Nyla.
We'll take a quick break and we'll come back. I want to hear about that.
Yeah.
Folks, you're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. I've got Cindy here. I've got Beth here. We're going to be back right after this word on Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Back in a sec. Stick around.
At Back and Body Works Chiropractic, we help you feel better naturally. We can help your whole family from newborns to the elderly. We offer auriculotherapy for smoking cessation and appetite control. We use acupuncture to improve health and well-being in the mind and body. We offer high-quality herbal supplements for adults and children, as well as CBD oil. We also offer exercise classes for women of every age, size, and fitness level. Stop by and see us on the square in Louisville.
Call my mommy.
I'm a bunch of wind. And just like your stomach after that strip mall sushi, I'm a bit unpredictable. Let's redecorate. What's the matter, Tanya? I thought you loved being spontaneous. And if you got the wrong home insurance coverage, I might break the bank too. So get Allstate.
Mayhem is everywhere, so get an Allstate agent. In Salem, call Brandy Drinkpool.
Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Le Mans always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at lemansonline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Get ahead of the game at Carter Athletic Academy, where the goal is to transform you into the best young athlete you can be. Train for top performance in football, volleyball, soccer, baseball, and softball. Professional private lessons and clinics are always available with Carter Athletic Academy's expert training staff. Carter's exclusive Hit Track system brings skill development as well as exciting gameplay to batting cages. Plus, the Academy is the perfect spot for your special event or celebration. The Carter Athletic Academy in Fairfield. Scheid Diesel Service Company is your anything diesel full-service center and fuel injection shop. Scheid Diesel offers the quickest turnaround times to get you back on the road. Scheid Diesel can service any diesel engine from agricultural, construction, heavy-duty truck, and automotive. Let Scheid rebuild your pump, injectors, or turbos. Need custom fuel lines? Scheid has you covered. With a drive-in service, they offer a variety of services, including oil changes, engine rebuilds, DOT inspections, and DPF cleanings. For unmatched quality, think Scheid Diesel Service Company. Anything diesel. I am just shocked. Beth has just shocked me. We'll talk about something that later. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. My guests today are Cindy Valbert down there on the end and Beth Cooper right here beside me. We are talking about the So Nifty Sisterhood Quilt Guild.
Quilt Guild.
Quilt Guild. Boy, that is tough. You know, if you guys had a problem with the name, that's the part you should have had a problem with. Quilt Guild. So Nifty Sisterhood Quilt Guild. As these ladies. You've got a show coming up. Tell me when are we talking about the show?
Okay, so we're having a drive-through quilt show.
A drive-through quilt show.
And that is coming up on June the 28th. That's a Sunday afternoon, and it will be at Valbert's Drive-In Feed Store And their address is 215 East North Avenue here in Flora.
Okay.
It's going to be from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m.
11 to 5, all right.
It is the perfect opportunity on a Sunday afternoon to drive around and see some beautiful quilts while still following social distancing guidelines. You don't have to get out of your car.
If you haven't been to Valbert's, this is Cindy's husband's store, right? I mean, he's the owner. If you haven't been to Valbert's, what have you been waiting for first? But secondarily, it's drive-through. It's a drive-through feed store, and you'll have quilts. I guess you'll have quilts hanging inside and outside, or just
we may have a few hanging outside, but the majority of them will be inside.
Okay.
And we're hoping to have about 50 quilts there. They're going to be hanging from racks that'll be on both sides of your vehicle, so you will drive through very slowly, kind of like you would in a car wash, I suppose.
I was thinking that these quilts aren't going to be whapping your car.
No car wash. No. So, but you can just drive through real slowly and look around and admire them, and then pull on out. And one thing I want to point out is that to line up for this event, you're going to come in on Sycamore Street and enter Valbert's through the alley, which is the opposite way of how it normally runs, okay? So it's not the usual pull through like you would to pick up your dog food.
Yeah.
It's going to be you pull in through the alley, and we'll have signs and stuff, and then that way when you exit, you're right on North Avenue, and there's no traffic
that way you're not going to have a little less traffic chance of somebody having an accident.
We don't want a line on North Avenue.
I understand that. He doesn't mind, however, even if you are shopping for dog food, if you go in there from the alley to the street, does he?
No, occasionally people will do that.
See, I've done that.
Yeah.
I've done that, and I kind of try to make sure that nobody gets angry with me whenever. Well, because that's the side of the car that I'm going to put the food on.
Gotcha.
So I don't want to go. There's always a method to my madness. Okay, you say you're going to have 50 quilts, and this is a week from Sunday. A week from
That's
this
correct.
Sunday. How do we choose if she's already done 50 quilts? Are these going to be all hers?
No, I've limited it to one per person.
One per
per
guild
member.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was the first 50 that out of the guild that signed up. So
we have a lot of very talented
we really
sewers,
do.
Quilters, and everybody's got something to offer. So
do you make I'm just fascinated. Do you how does one choose? How will one choose which one to bring? Because these aren't for sale.
No, they're not for sale.
This is not a quilt sale. This is a quilt show. You might have like half a dozen fascinating quilts. Are you looking for one that's a summertime theme or something? If you're
no, it's just whatever.
How do you pick your quilt?
To be honest, I haven't decided which one I'm taking, but it's just whichever one you feel like showing. But one thing that I want to mention about this quilt show that I think is the most exciting part is that we are opening it up to the whole community to participate. To hang a quilt in our show, you have to be a guild member.
Right.
But we're asking all of the businesses and members of the community to that particular day to hang a quilt outside their home.
Oh, that's cool.
Hang it on a clothesline or drape a clothesline across your front porch or drape it across a chair on your front porch. It doesn't have to hang.
Yeah.
If you're a business, you could put one if you're downtown business, you could put one in your front window.
Yeah.
Or you could sit outside on the sidewalk and hang it up. It's really just whatever, but
people have been sitting outside on the sidewalk for the last 2 weeks in Flora.
That's right. That's right. And so you might as well have something pretty out there, right?
Yeah.
And so we're asking everyone to participate, and we've advertised this to other quilt guilds in other areas, and I anticipate that there will be a lot of people in Flora that day coming to see our show. And when they enter our show, we're going to give them a list of other neighborhoods or communities, not really communities, but neighborhoods that we know of that are participating.
We'll have exhibitions.
So, and I know for sure Fox Creek is going to be participating, that neighborhood. I'm hoping that maybe Raintree or some other neighborhoods will participate as well. And then I'll just hand each person that comes through our show a list and say, hey, while you're in town, drive by these homes, they're all going to have quilts out. And it doesn't have to be something that you just made. It could be your grandmother's antique quilt that you want everyone to see, or it could be a beautiful quilt that you bought from Pottery Barn. I don't really care. Just hang something pretty out. It's just fun.
Where will folks be able to maybe find the lists of different neighborhoods? Will you have that on your Facebook page, or how are we going to?
I was really just planning on handing it out at our show.
Oh, okay.
But maybe I could post on
No,
Facebook
I didn't know.
as well.
I mean,
That's an idea.
If somebody is going to participate, though, do they call you?
I would like for them to call me.
You want to give a phone number?
Sure, I would be happy to. The number I can be reached at if you want to participate is 618-508-2769.
2769.
Yep.
Okay. 508-2769 to get with Beth to participate in some of the off-site some of the off-site quilt exhibitions. Okay, I am sitting here. I've been in Valbert's numerous times. I'm sitting here trying to think how we're going to get 50 in there.
Well, that's not you don't have to worry about it. We got it covered.
That's not my problem.
Not your problem, Bruce.
That drive-through is
we'll manage.
96 feet long, so
it's long
on both sides.
Okay.
And, we'll get creative.
So I want to make sure that if I'm, I want to make sure that they're not all kings then, because
no, they're not. We've asked for smaller ones, but I do want to say for those of you that have not been to Valbert's is that it is a really cool building. It's the oldest business in Florida.
Yeah.
And that drive-through is brick, and it's like a dome. Would you call it a dome shaped kind of, or it seems to be sort of? I don't know.
I don't know that it's a dome.
Oh, okay. It feels like it to me. But
it feels like it because you're going from bright to dark.
Yeah, maybe.
and it's all open.
It's kind of like a brick tunnel.
The trusses in it or whatever.
And the tall ceilings. Yeah. So when was that?
When was that built?
Yeah, I was trying to remember.
That building actually was built in 1936.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a fourth generation family-owned feed store. Steve's great-grandfather actually started the first business in 1911.
Okay.
And it was further downtown, and then it was destroyed in a fire, and then that's when they built that building as a drive-through.
There you go. See, now that was thinking. Somebody was thinking long before the age of drive-throughs.
I know, right?
I mean,
they're way ahead of their
people.
time
That was really because folks weren't doing drive-throughs until like the 70s and 80s and that kind of stuff. Good for them.
Yeah.
That's cool. We're talking today with Beth Cooper along with Cindy Valbert. We're talking about the So Nifty Sisterhood Quilt Guild. They have a show coming up on June 28th from 11 to 5 at Valbert's, and it's a drive-through show. You'll have a good time. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about the show. I want to find out about Hawaiian quilts because she was talking about there was one of their guests who put on a nice, interesting show. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Back right after this. Stick around.
Are you needing to advertise or promote your business or special event? At Meager Sign and Graphics, they can print and install laminated vinyl on all sizes of metal, PVC, and plastic sign material. Meager's offers all types of vinyl options with professional installation on your vehicles, walls, and windows, or just about anything else you would like to be personalized. Meager's also offers all sizes of PVC and mesh banners. Meager's is now able to offer LED message centers. Stop in or call Kevin Blank or Danny King at Meager Sign and Graphics for all your lettering and advertising needs.
Having car trouble, need a tow, or just some routine maintenance? Butcher Automotive in Louisville has you covered. Locally owned and operated, Butcher Automotive offers complete vehicle repair services along with tire sales and wheel alignment. They're your local Hankook tire and interstate battery dealer. Butcher Automotive offers free local pickup and delivery so your car can be repaired while you're at work or at home. Butcher strives to treat everyone's vehicle as their own. At Butcher Automotive, they don't want you to give them your business, they want to earn it.
Residents of the Clay County and surrounding area have relied on Clay County State Bank for sound professional service for over 100 years. With convenient lobby and drive-up hours, we are ready to serve you Monday through Saturday. We appreciate all who bank with us, and we look forward to the opportunity of working with anyone who is looking for a community bank to help with their financial needs. Give us a call at 665-3314, visit us online, or stop by and see us on the square in Louisville to experience our friendly personal service.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LaMonsOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
I thought I'd lost my business in that fire, but my agent was there before the flames were out. He said, together, we're going to rebuild. Our employees depended on it. My independent agent and auto owners made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. Auto Owners Insurance. North Wayne Insurance Agency in Flora is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Welcome to Zinc Building Center. My dad and Ryan work here. They sell lumber, paint, doors, windows, plumbing, electrical, and much more. Oh yeah, they sell guns too. Zinc Building Center on Route 45 and Louisville. It's a cool place.
Had Candy.
Well, she was more of a
She was more of a
workshop.
Yeah.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're sitting here talking about past programs. How long has it been going? Has it been almost 2 years?
It has, yes. In August, I think it'll be 2 years, right?
I was thinking that the So Nifty Sisterhood Quilt Guild started just about 2 years ago, and they are having, like I said, they're having a big show on June 28th of 2020 at Valbert's, a drive-through show, and there is no cost of admission, right?
No, it's free. We will have a donation box at the end. If you feel like giving us a small donation, that's always accepted, but not necessary.
Plus, a fundraiser, however, you will have tickets for sale.
Right, we're going to be selling raffle tickets for two of our quilts, two beautiful quilts.
Two beautiful?
One is, well, of course they're beautiful.
Yeah, I want to say, does the first person do you get choice? Does the first winner get choice?
No, they're separate. They're going to be in separate boxes. So you can pick which one you want to buy tickets for, or you can purchase tickets for both. It's up to you. But one is a Christmas quilt. It's gorgeous, and the other one is more bright colors. It would work for an adult or a kid, and it's actually a fundraiser. One of the things we do in our guild is we make quilts for foster children in the area. Oh, that's
really nice.
And so that one in particular, the money raised from that will go towards making more foster quilts.
You got to have materials. I mean, that's
right.
the thing. Materials are not they're not inexpensive. They do cost money.
Right. Yes.
In addition to having the raffle tickets, and you'll be able to pick which of those two quilts you want to try to win, folks will have an opportunity to vote on their favorite quilt.
We will have people's choice. So when you enter the show, you'll get a little slip of paper and a little bitty pencil, and all of the quilts will be numbered. And as you drive through, you get to pick your favorite one.
Oh, really?
And you write down the number, and then that will be put into a box at the end of the show, and then they'll be counted. And at our next meeting, then the person with the most votes wins a ribbon.
I was thinking that the person who won the vote got to stand up. I'm the king of the world, or
I suppose they could do that. Most likely it'll be a queen, not a king.
Right. That probably will be most likely a queen. I'm the queen of the world, the quilting world. Then she'll brag and point at the rest of you, stuff like that. Maybe
sure. Bragging rights are
always fun,
yes.
as long as you don't do it too much, I guess.
Yeah.
There you go. We were talking about this show. You mentioned that you have another one coming up this fall.
Right. So this show is just going to give you a little bitty taste of what is yet.
the appetite for fall.
What is yet to come. That's right. So October 9th and 10th, we're going to have our big show. It was originally planned for July 17th and 18th of this summer, but we postponed it a little while just due to COVID and making sure everything was on the up and up. So we should be ready to roll in October.
Where's that going to be?
It's going to be at Floyd Henson Junior High School here in Flora.
Okay.
It's going to be a big show. It'll be set up similar to like if you've been to any of the WNOI home shows, holiday bazaars, that kind of thing. We will have 7 to 8 vendors there selling quilting supplies or other goods related to quilting. I think there may be gosh, there's several. I can't even think of them all. But and then there will be at least 150 quilts at that one. I'm guessing.
Is that right?
Maybe even more. Yeah, and then we'll have special sections. There'll be a Christmas section, and it's just going to be fun. So,
And this will be a judge show.
Oh, that is going to be a
Right,
judged
So
show.
they'll be by
we're-
a professional judge. So
Where do you find a pro judge?
well, you Google it, and they come up. Actually, the one that's coming.
Really?
Yeah, you can Google anything, Bruce.
I guess
But,
you can.
Yeah, so I.
To varying results.
So I have already met this quilt judge though before, and she's super nice, and I
Tell me
gave her a call.
how you judge a quilt.
Well, there's a lot of things that she looks at. It's something that you go to training for,
Is
and
it technique? Is it?
she considers that. She looks at at your stitches. Are they
And the
are they good?
precision of your
Precision, your piecing, or your
the
points
quilting.
where they should be. Are they overlapping? Is your tension correct on your
The color,
stitches? I mean,
the
there's
binding. Yeah,
the binding.
There's a lot
Yeah.
to it.
There really is.
Wow. So will folks bring in like new quilts that they have recently finished, or will they bring in? Will you be bringing in maybe an older quilt that you've never had judged before?
They're going to be newer quilts. We have a few guidelines, so we don't want to be real
You don't want
old.
somebody to bring in that. It's like a car show when somebody brings in that old Corvette that wins every time.
Oh, no.
That's just
Right,
no fun.
That's right.
We're
We
planning
see
on
the
this
same
to-
quilt over and over.
Yeah.
Right. This will just be from the last few years, and then
Okay.
this is hopefully going to become a show that we offer every other year. And so by the time it rolls around again in a couple of years, by that time our quilters will have made even more quilts, and those will be in the show. So
More
they
newer
hopefully will
quilts.
not ever repeat.
I always wonder, and you guys might be able to help me more than anything else. You'll see on Antiques Roadshow. I watch Antiques Roadshow
Sure.
just about every Monday night. I'm one of the worst. I don't shop antiques. I don't go to antique stores. I don't do any of that. But I will watch Antiques Roadshow so I can make fun of people.
Oh.
Oh, I'm not making fun of people. I'm making fun of myself. Really, I wouldn't pay $500 for that kind of thing. Do you see the days whenever you're making a quilt? Now this is kind of an existential question. When you're building a quilt, do you think maybe 50 years down the road you'll be looking at that quilt on Antiques Roadshow, and this is going to be a dandy for that? Does that ever enter your mind at all?
Not
Nothing
too much.
like that.
Not anything.
No, I
I've
mean
ever
maybe.
made.
I mean,
You
hopefully.
see because you see shaker quilts that
Sure.
are
That's
200
true.
years old or
Right,
150 years old, and I guess Cindy, you're not going to make a quilt if you don't think it's going to last for 100 years, right?
Well, I don't know.
I suppose our
Yeah.
quilts will be around.
Yeah, I would hope that they would, but
Yeah. I think maybe they might
depends on what they've
actually
been used for. And,
Well, right. I think maybe
yeah.
our quilts might last longer too. Our
Yeah.
quality,
The quality of the
quality of the
fabrics now,
fabric is a
yeah.
lot better, and the quality of the
Yeah.
thread and everything
Mm-hmm.
is made to last longer. So
Yeah. I give most of my quilts away, so you know. who
Well, I mean,
knows what
it's
will
not like
happen
you're going to
with
be
them.
watching TV 50 or 60 years from now. I mean, you might
Right.
be, but
Right.
I'm
Unlikely.
not. But I mean, I just wonder when you're building the quilt if I guess the quality has emerged and improved over the course of the last
Yeah, I would
60
think.
or 100 years.
I also wonder if there will be more quilts or less quilts, because back in the old days, everyone made quilts because they had
Right,
to.
right.
These
They
days,
were making their own blankets, for crying out loud.
Right.
Right.
These days, not everyone does, but the ones that are into it make a lot of quilts. So I kind of feel like it might average itself out.
Do you think
I mean,
so?
the quilting industry, I think it says, if you Google that, I think it's a $33 billion industry.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's very
And
popular.
that is basically all homemade quilting. I mean, I guess you could find a manufactured quilt, but it really isn't a quilt, right? I mean,
No. I guess the definition of a quilt is something with 3 layers, the top, the middle batting, and then the backing. So you can buy a quilt, sure, from anywhere, really, but it might not have the same meaning or connection to you as if someone you loved made it, or if you found it in an antique store or something like that.
That's fascinating. I love talking about that. We're going to take one final break, and we're going to come back. I've already pitched. We're going to talk about Hawaiian quilts again, and we are going to talk about Hawaiian quilts. We just haven't gotten to it yet. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. That's Cindy Valbert. This is Beth Cooper, and we'll be back right after this word. Please do stick around.
Make Carnaby Square in downtown Fairfield your fashion leader. We're the little boutique with the big inventory of beautiful, trendy outfits and clothing in a wide array of your favorite name brands. And don't forget our large selection of jewelry and accessories. Carnaby Square is Southern Illinois' largest dealer of Brighton. At Carnaby Square, we take pride in our one-on-one, knowledgeable customer service and look forward to helping you create your own special look. Plus, always free gift wrapping. Find endless gift ideas 24/7 at carnabysquare.com and on our Facebook page. Shop the fashion leader in downtown Fairfield, Carnaby Square.
When it comes to your banking, you have as many options as colors in the crayon box. That's why you can bank your way at Teutopolis State Bank. What works best for you may be different from what works best for your neighbor. Teutopolis State Bank is built to serve all your banking needs, whether it's online banking, mobile check deposit, text banking, or just stopping in to see them at one of their 3 convenient locations. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender, it's Teutopolis State Bank. Banking made personal since 1913.
Napa know-how.
At Flora Auto Parts, you can count on the Napa know-how experts to have the solutions to keep you running on the road or in the field. More than just your car, your locally owned Napa store carries a large inventory of parts for farms, heavy trucks, and just about everything that moves. Experienced counter people understand your needs and are ready to help with the perfect part at a great value. That's Napa know-how at Flora Auto Parts.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Are you tired of searching high and low in those big chain stores to find what you need and deserve some royal treatment? Come to the King, Rural King in Salem. The friendly folks at Rural King will never leave you searching for those hard to find items on your list. Farm, home, sporting, automotive, and clothing. Oh, and did I mention we also have everything else, along with all of the quality brands that you deserve. Salem Rural King is a proud retailer of the steel product line. Your searching is over when you know the King, Rural King in Salem.
In 1916, Warren Miller chose Auto Owners Insurance. Later, his son made the same choice, as did his grandson. And today, his great-granddaughter did the same. As we reflect on where we've been, we're grateful to our independent agents and to those who have put their trust in us, and to the generations who will. Auto Owners Insurance.
Harrison Insurance in Louisville is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV, talking with Cindy Valbert and Beth Cooper from the Nifty Sisterhood Quilt Guild. All right, I've been talking about it. Tell me how Hawaiian quilts are different from a regular, the rest of the country.
Okay, well, I'm not an expert on them, but the lady that came and spoke at our guild, she was, and she talked a little bit about their style is different. Most of their quilts are appliqued in their big leafy designs, and they're usually 2 colors only.
Oh, really?
Being on the island, I think they had limited dye color choices in the beginning, and she did this really fascinating presentation about how in the early days on the islands, before there was actually fabric being shipped in, the natives there would take leaves, a certain kind of leaf, I don't remember what it was, and pound them out to a very, very thin layer, and they would get like wet and juicy from the pounding, and then they would layer them, and they would make them into like more like what we would consider a sheet.
Really?
Which they didn't need a quilt for the warmth.
Well,
they only needed a covering.
Warm. Yeah.
That was their early quilts, and I don't remember all the details to that. But that is the kind of really fascinating thing that you can learn by coming to our quilt meetings.
Well, there you go. And how often do you meet there? Once a month?
We meet once a month, the second Monday of every month at First Christian Church here in Flora.
Second Monday of every month at First Christian Church.
And you can follow us on Facebook, because the last few months due to COVID, I've been doing the meetings online.
Oh, have you?
Mm-hmm. So you could always join our Facebook page at So Nifty Sisterhood on Facebook. And
So Nifty Sisterhood Quilt Guild on Facebook as well.
Yep.
Earlier, I was talking about I went to a quilt show. I do go to quilt shows, ladies and gentlemen. I art show and quilt show, and I mean I will probably go to this. Maybe we'll see. I'd love to. I've got other things going, but I'm sure it'll be fun. It'll be an outstanding show. I saw a quilt with writing. People used to use different kinds of materials, just whatever they had around, didn't they? Tell me about that.
Yeah, they did whatever they could find. It was very
flour
common.
sacks?
Yes, it was very common in the 30s and 40s to use feed sacks. They would cut those up. A lot of people made clothes out of them, but a lot of people made quilts out of them. And that's one of the really interesting things when you find an antique quilt. I mean, you spoke about watching Antique Roadshow.
Right.
There are experts out there that know how to date that quilt and to determine what era it's from. And one of the biggest clues in that is the fabric. And to study the fabric, and the feed sack fabrics are 30s and 40s. Really interesting fact is about how you can tell what quilts were made prior to World War I and World War II.
How so?
Well, there were certain dyes that the United States did not have, and our fabrics the dye did not stay in the fabric. They would wash out, especially I think it was oranges and greens. I'd have to double check on that. But after World War I, one of the demands by the United States in the Armistice Agreement or whatever it was called was that Germany give us their recipe. Treaty of Paris, yes. We had to have Germany's dye recipe.
Are you serious? I had no idea.
That was like one of our number one demands, and by golly, they gave it to us. And since then, the United States has had a very different dyeing process.
No kidding.
Absolutely. It's fascinating to research all that. And that's something else you can learn at our Quilt Guild meetings. I mean, we do a wide variety of quilt topics there.
So say before 1920, there were the greens would wash out.
Certain colors. I think green was one. Green and orange. I don't remember the others.
I had no realization.
Blues, there were certain blues that were different. Reds were different than they are now.
Well, that's the thing. Folks see the world in black and white movies and stuff, and you think, well, you don't even imagine that they have colors. They may not have had good color. Well, they had colors. Of course, they had
colors, but in quilts they might have just gotten washed out.
Oh, that is fascinating. Okay, the meetings are every Monday at the First Christian Church.
The second Monday of every month.
Pardon me.
Not every Monday. Don't show up. We won't be there.
You'd be kind of busy. Second Monday of the month at the First Christian Church here in Flora.
And that's our regular meetings, but we also offer workshops once a month where we have teachers come in, and that's the ones that we actually bring a sewing machine to.
Oh, really?
You have to sign up in advance for those, but we bring in teachers from all over. Recently, we had one from the St. Louis area. She's a well-known. Her name was Candace Grisham. She's more of like what you would call a famous quilter. She came and spoke and showed her quilts and then taught us her techniques.
The famous quilters, do they make a living out of going around to different? Do they really?
They really do. Yep, there's that much of a demand.
Yeah, they publish patterns and books, and that's what they do. They go around and teach. I mean, she's been all over the United States.
How about that?
Teaching.
How about that's. You never know what you'll learn. I guess. Do both of you do both of you use sewing machines, or are there quilters that do not use sewing machines still?
Yes, and yes, we both use sewing machines. Cindy does a lot more stuff by hand than I do.
Yeah, I do a lot of hand stitching.
She likes to do the hand stitching. There are quilters out there that still only do their quilting and their piecing by hand.
Okay, well, I do have a couple of pictures here. Well, tell me about. Well, let's see. How about that one? There is the quilt for the this is.
Okay.
I'm guessing Cindy made this.
She
picture.
sure did.
Yeah.
And is that picture in the store? I guess I've just never noticed it. Or do you hide that?
It's not. It's at home. Yeah.
Will you put that up for the big show?
Yes.
See, now that makes more sense. I like that.
We'll have it outside, so you'll know how to turn into the alley.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. I like that. And this is one of them that we are giving away, right?
Yes, that's one of our raffle quilts. That is a fundraiser for the Foster Kid Quilt Program.
Okay.
So that was made by Kim Roth. She's a member of our guild. And so, yeah, we're raffling that one off.
How big is that?
I don't have it written down, but I think it's like a full or a queen.
Is it?
Is it? Or maybe twin? Honestly, I don't remember. I'd have to look at the ticket.
Throw, but it might be a full or a queen.
And we also have this one. I like this one a lot. That's the Christmas one, right?
Yeah, that's a Christmas log cabin. And that one is, they're both beautiful. That one, I love that one because I'm partial to Christmas quilts.
It's a what? A Christmas log?
Cabin. That's the
what
type
makes that a log cabin? I guess I don't.
Well, it doesn't feature a log cabin. That's the name of the pattern. It was.
Yeah, that was what was confusing me.
It's just the name of the pattern. Yeah. It's an old pattern from way back in the days where they lived in log cabins. So.
And that's a nice big size of quilt in itself, right there.
Yeah, that one's what, queen?
That's a queen. I think.
Whenever you're making the quilts, and say for a queen size, do you make it for it to cover the queen, the top of the bed, and then flow over some, or is it okay? The reason I ask is a lot of people are using quilts just for coverall, just for cover that you take off,
right?
And those would be the smaller ones. But I mean, if I'm going to get a quilt, I want one that's going to stay on the bed.
Right. Yeah. There's different. I mean, you say queen, they can vary by several inches depending on how much of a drop you want off the side of your bed.
That's pretty big. That's still pretty big. You're looking at about 7 feet, probably by 6 or 7 feet. I would think.
Yeah.
No wonder. How many? No wonder you've done 50, but I'm guessing that's only 5 or 6 a year.
Right.
Wow. Yeah. Are you the highest output of the club, of the guild?
Oh, no, I'm sure there's a lot more experts. Beth herself has made a lot more.
Beth says she's a per year output, but you've been doing it longer than this. What got you into quilting?
Well, when Bear Paw Quilt Company opened in downtown Florida, long time ago, they offered some classes, and I took one, and I did not know how to even operate a sewing machine. I didn't know anything about it, but they guided me all through it, and I took a class. I made one, and I just sort of fell in love with it and just kept going.
Why did you start? If you started recently, because did you decide you wanted to start building something for your children or something, or what do you think?
I don't really know why I got started back in it. I've always been crafty. I've jumped from cross stitch to basket making to just all kinds of things. So I don't know.
Do either of you sell quilts? I mean, that's that's the thing. I'm always fascinating whenever I talk to quilters. They don't. It's very seldom I run into somebody who will talk about selling their quilts because they like to give them away. They're actually making them for people or something like that. Is that prevalent?
That's true for the majority. Honestly, the reason that people don't sell them is because if we were to sell them, no one would pay the price that we have in them.
Well, that's kind of what I wondered. I mean, I was thinking it could probably never be a real.
There's a meme going around on Facebook. You could Google cost of a quilt, and it talks about how much the fabric is per yard, and then how much the fabric, you have to buy the fabric for the back, and then you have to buy the batting, and then the thread, and then you have all these hours in it, and honestly, I mean, hours and hours and hours, and by the time you get down to it, and this person that made the meme figured out the math, you'd have over $1,000 in one quilt, and who's going to pay you $1,000 for a quilt?
I tell you what, Beth, if you can get somebody to pay $1,000 for a quilt, that'd be a nice gig to get into, though. Right?
It would be.
Yeah, sure would. I'll have to move to somewhere like Hollywood or somewhere instead of Clay County.
I like it. Ladies and gentlemen, the So Nifty Sisterhood Quilt Guild is having their big show at Valbert's. It's coming up on June 28th. June 28th from 11 in the morning to 5 in the afternoon. get in there, go see. It's a drive-through show. How did you come up with the drive-through thing, by the way, in like the last few minutes? Do people do that?
No, I don't think they do. But some towns have done like where they hang them out throughout their town, like down, across the sidewalks and stuff. And that's a good idea too. But with weather, you just never know.
I think we were disappointed because we had to cancel our big show or postpone it. So we just thought we would do a little impromptu.
That works. That works. Cindy, thanks for being here. Beth, thank you so much for being here.
Thank
Folks,
you.
go to the show. Have a great day. See you next time on Big Talk with Bruce Dickey.